Height difference, body type difference, siblings love, main CP, mixed race tall and pure love male warrior versus Lingnan petite human female sober, design genius versus sales boss plus modern urban group image. This article is slow to get hot, urban workplace article, sibling romance, and sugar only appears in the middle and later stages. Those who mind should be cautious when entering. The day ahead is long and full of hope. Only by seeing the future can there be a future. Liao Qi can't help but start fantasizing about the days when he falls in love with Yu Xue. Apart from beauty and sweetness, he couldn't think of anything else. Just a kiss would make him feel like he fell into a honey pot, and he was willing to drown. He is a common person in the world, greedy for money, lust, life, and fear of death. At this moment, he has a lover who is willing to become a soldier, and there is nothing in this world that can stop him from creating the future he wants. He wished time could pass quickly. Tonight's night was really unbearable. Yu Xue looked at these promises and couldn't help but shed tears in her eyes. A lifetime, long and short. How old will she be in her lifetime? No one knows, and she doesn't know which one will come first, the accident or tomorrow. Since that's the case, why not cherish the person in front of you? Yes. She should have learned to cherish it long ago. 10 years ago, someone had taught her how to use his whole life to make her remember. Chapter 1. Blood Stasis in the Sky. You are listening at novel full.audio. Just after the winter of 2012, the first snowfall quietly fell in the ancient city of Suzhou. That day after work, the most headache-inducing phone call came. Yu Xue's face turned slightly red from the wind, and she gently exhaled a breath of hot air. I thought to myself that I didn't dare say anything to the other end of the phone. Wasting precious time on getting married and having children. Sorry, Mom, if I were to live a life that ordinary people can see at a glance like you and Dad, I would not be willing to do so. She stood alone on the overpass, her thoughts racing. In less than 2 minutes, she shook her head and continued walking forward. The north wind was really chilling. This first snowfall started to fall heavily at noon, and there was already snow on the road, but it is slowly coming to a stop now. Melting snow is the coldest time, and now she just wants to hurry back home and hug her old lady Tang, lying down on the small sofa to keep warm. Just 5 minutes ago, Yu Xue received a call from her mother, Ms. Deng Yan, urging her to get married. She is really impatient with the deadly serial calls these days. After careful consideration, I finally expressed my recent thoughts in order to prevent myself from acting recklessly and listening to my mother's words. Yu Xue's focus is long. Mommy, don't talk too much. I know some lifestyle experts. Don't worry so much, I know how to live your life. I'm not getting married for now because I haven't even taken a photo before. I don't want to get married yet because I haven't even had a serious relationship. Zhongyu, you don't even want me to be promoted and resign from Yanyan. Also, you don't want me to resign right after being promoted. Why don't you give me 2 years? If I don't have the ability to buy cars and houses, then I'll do whatever I want in the future. Well, give me 2 years. If I still don't have the ability to buy cars and houses here, then I'll listen to your arrangements. Then I will turn over the house again when I am 29 years old, and I will come here first, so you can at least give me a chance to try. At that time, I will go back to my hometown, and it is not too late to talk about marriage when I am 29 years old, so you can give me a chance. Yu Xue learned from her boss to draw pancakes for her mother. Deng Yan remained silent for almost a minute. It's easy to talk about, it's not easy to mess with our old folks. You said it's easy, don't try to deceive us old folks. I've been working in the wilderness for 6 years since graduation, but I haven't even made a real date with you yet. Even your dad and I thought you didn't like a man named Tian. You've been working for almost 6 years since graduation and haven't had a good relationship yet. I'm worried if you don't like men anymore. Really, ever since you left with your uncle and loser, I've been worried about whether you're a good student. Really, Ever since your immature uncle ran away with a big man, I've been worried that you're also a bad student. Yu Xue raised her forehead and said, Mommy, why do you lean towards your uncle? How happy is he at IKEA? Mom, why did you mention your uncle? Isn't he also very happy now? The most important thing in life is happiness, and it's what you say. The most important thing in life is happiness, that's what you taught me. If my uncle is happy, then that's it. It's a Ba era, and the Deng family doesn't come from an emperor's background. If my uncle is happy, then that's it. It's an era, and the Deng family doesn't inherit the throne. Yu Xue's voice became quieter and she didn't hear the hair rushing on the phone. She bravely changed the topic. Why don't you worry more about your dad's health? The store has so much money and so many workers waiting for you to raise enough coffee. You should worry more about your dad's health. It's not tiring to earn so much money and manage so many employees in the store. Is there anything I can do next month when I flip through it? That's all for now. If there's anything else, let's wait until I come home next month for the Chinese New Year. Hang up now. Deng Yan was anxious and said, Hey. You loser. I'm Zhong Wei. You stinky girl. I haven't. Yu Xue walked on this roofless overpass, looking down at the layer of melted but non-sticky white snow that had just reached the sole of her shoes. The footprints left by the pedestrians ahead were even larger than those of the snow shoes, and she couldn't help but follow them slowly, one left and one right. The chaotic mind gradually sank into memories. Deng Yan. Winter Moon is old enough to return to school, but she hasn't given birth to a good name yet. What is a good name for her? Winter Moon has reached the age of school, what is a good name for her? Yu said, why not call it Yu? Deng Yan. Why don't you just call it Winter or Happiness. Moon or Happiness? Why don't you just call it Winter or Happiness. Yu Hey. I can know what a good name it is. You talk about it. Where can I name it? You can the final say. Deng Yan turned to look at Xiao Dongyue, who was playing alone at the dining table, and shouted loudly, Dongyue, come and study. You want to give a big name to the teacher for naming. Do you have any ideas? Xiao Dongyue tilted her head and thought for a moment. Big Flower Cat brother's name is Chao Yi, so hard to write. So difficult to write. Mom and Dad, why don't I call it Yu Xue? She looked at the snowflakes made from shredded tissues on the table and had an idea. Ah! Yu Xue, congestion. She lost her mind and looked up at the dim sky. Before 6 o'clock, the sky was already dark and heavy, and the clouds were as cloudy and unsightly as blood. Stasis. She suddenly suspected that the sky would also hurt. Did it rain because of pain and cry? Why is it snowing? Is the weather the temper of the sky? If there are emotions in the sky, then it's also a bad time to be so gloomy now, right? Indeed, there is a lot of pressure, and any kind of person is prone to mental disorder. In her wild thoughts, she didn't notice that the pedestrians in front had stopped. She suddenly lifted her head forward and ran straight into it. Bang, gosh. What? Who? The pedestrian who was hit by Yu Xue exclaimed in surprise. When Yu Xue covered his mouth, nose, and half bent over, he guessed it was a man when he heard the other person's voice. The man turned around and saw a little woman rubbing her chin, instantly relaxing her position as she leaned sideways against the railing. He lowered his head and asked Yu Xue, are you okay? He looked up at Yu Xue with a frown on his face, then remembered that he had returned to China. After thinking about it, he stumbled and changed to Chinese and asked, are you okay? Me, bumped into you. A few question marks appeared on the snow head. After slightly relieving the sore chin, Yu Xue couldn't help but correct his words, it's you bumped into me, I'm sorry, I hit you by accident. I can speak English. Author's nagging. For the convenience of readers, the following dialogues are not typed in English, so it is definitely not lazy to translate them once. Chapter 2. Classic Latte Coffee. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 3. Leisure Weekends. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 4. Baixiang Cafe. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 5. Good Brothers. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 6. Lonely Men and Widow Men are not good. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 7. Fate Passing By. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 8. Two-Way Journey. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 9. Happiness Comes Too Suddenly. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 10. Happy as if nothing had happened. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text.